Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of my Minecraft survival series. So this is future Kenma still. If you remember last time, we had just gotten a happy ghast and the episode got a little bit too long, so I decided to cut the episode there. So we're going to pick up right where we left off after getting the happy ghast. It's time to go look for a desert. So without further ado, enjoy. All right. With our tools in hand and our happy ghast up here, I'm going to take this. Actually, no, I do that and then shear it. There's the lead. Okay. Let's take this fence, bring them down, and then put it away, jump right quick. Got it. Haha. Okay. Now let's head off in this direction and see if we can find a desert. I still haven't taken down that platform. It's not a particularly fast ride, but it's nice. I'm to put on some music or some podcast or something and chill while we go through the sky. Made it to the jungle area we had seen before. Now let's fly over it and see if it connects to other hot biomes, which means hopefully the desert. That. I think that's a mangrove forest. There's a mangrove forest over here. Means we can get some frogs. We can get some mangrove propagules. Look at that. I love this area. A whole bunch of mangrove. In the little village. We're gonna have to make a pit stop. Actually, we might even be able to use the ghast. Over here, and then we just go pop. No? Pop, pop. We got one. Okay, let's try to get at least one more. I want 2 or 3 if possible. Oh. That one. Got that one. Okay, we got 3 propagules. We are good to go. This, holy cow, this mangrove jungle is huge. I don't have large biomes on. Can you imagine a village right in the middle of this? That'd actually be, that would be kind of cool. That'd be very difficult, at least with my building style at the moment, but definitely doable. I see cactus. Let's go. We're only 2,000 blocks in the X direction and negative 2,600 in the Z direction. Even got some coral over there. Look at that. Alright, so we got our cactus. You can see there's the cactus flowers. I think we can technically grow cactus flowers. Like there's a chance for it to grow when it gets so high. So we'll ignore that for now, but right over there is the other thing I'm looking for. Badlands. In the Badlands, I'm hoping to find terracotta. I think that would be a good thing I can use for my build. I also want to go F3, F2. Just kind of get the coordinates of this coral reef. Oh, but looks like that's it for the Badlands. So no. Oh, continues over there. As I say, no terracotta for me, but maybe. I think we're gonna pick one of these pillars here. We're gonna start with this one over here and use that. Just gonna take it all down and get as much terracotta as we can, maybe from these three. There's that really cool one over there. Ooh, rune portal. Oh. Still not used to not left shifting. And go. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back. So I hope you enjoyed that little cinematic experience. Thought I'd try something new. And no, I actually did a bunch of stuff afterwards as well. It just felt all really jumbled up and no plan whatsoever. So I figured it might actually be better to not include that in the video and just kind of recap what I did here. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. If you're okay with me just kind of rambling on and doing random stuff, I'm more than happy to include that stuff in the videos. Just let me know in the comments below. Also, I don't say it very often because I don't like to be pestered by it either, but if you are enjoying the series, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. All right, on to business. So we got back from our desert trip we got our cacti, and first order of business was our ghast. So I made myself a little bit of a ghast bundle is what I'm calling it. So we got some leads, we got some fences, we got some snowballs. That way that is ready for if we ever need to take a ghast out and about, we can do that. I'm just going to stick that right here in our under chest so it is available for us. And then, because our ghast was kind enough to lead us to a desert and is wearing the color blue, I have named our ghast. Come on, is it going to show up? Oasis, there it is, there it is. Yeah, so our ghast's name is Oasis. All right. Oh, wait, you're on a lead, aren't you? Okay, never mind. So, we named our ghast Oasis, and then I needed green dye, so I built a very small cactus farm. Oh, I didn't jump. Built ourselves a very small cactus farm, which is really simple. So we just did like a 9x9 area here, water funneling into a hopper. Now sand is a gravity block, so it needs to rest on something. So we did the fence posts here. So with the fence posts, the sand, cactus, and then in between each cactus or pair of cacti, we have another fence post. So when this cactus tries to grow, it will successfully grow and then realize, oh wait, there's a block next to it. And it'll pop off like you've kind of seen on the sides here. And if all goes well, it falls down into the water stream and into the hopper. If it doesn't go well, it flops into another cactus and gets destroyed. Because if you have an item and it touches a cactus, it disappears. It gets just permanently destroyed. So you always want to be careful, especially if you die around the cactus, you might not get your stuff back. So yeah, we did this. I built this cactus farm. I AFK'd for a little bit while doing some yard work, just so that way I could get a bunch of cacti. We got 42 in here. But I've also put it through a bunch already through the smelter to get ourselves some green dye. So you can see we got a bunch of green dye down here. I got a bunch of packed mud, some mud bricks. This terracotta we're going to go ahead and take right now in a half a stack of that. What we're going to do is we're going to take this and then we're just going to go like that and make a bunch of green terracotta. Is it not filling up all the way? Okay. All right. And then boom, we got a bunch of green terracotta because I want that for the build as well. So yeah, we got that. We got dark oak. We have green concrete powder and green concrete. Let me go over that real quick because as embarrassing as it is, I was playing Minecraft for quite some time, and it was only after like a few years of playing when I was watching Hermitcraft and I noticed Corrales building with a bunch of concrete that I realized concrete was even in the game. I didn't know about it at all. I didn't know how to craft it, didn't know anything. So let me take a brief moment just in case you guys are in the boat that I was in and show you how to make some concrete. What you're going to do, I need one green dye. So what you need is you need 4 gravel, you need 4 sand, and then you need a dye of your choice, one of the 16 dyes to give you one of the 16 concrete colors. So when you have your green concrete powder, so we're going to go ahead and collect that. Now, if you watch, so it's got the same kind of texture as like a gravel or a sand block, and it's made out of both. So if you try to place it up somewhere, it has gravity. So you do have to be aware of that when building with it. But what you can do then is you can either place it in water like that and turn it into an actual concrete and mine it. Or you can even do something like this where you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you take your water bucket and plop it on the side, and it will completely change all of those for you. Just like that. So concrete is definitely has a very modern feel to it in this game, in my opinion. Oh, there it is. And so it's very typically like saturated. It's very clean. So I don't like to use it a lot because I'm like, well, I'm not doing a modern build. Why do I need it? But I think I'm going to, but as you can see, I'm going to try to put it into our build this time. Got some ideas. And so I'm going to take a moment and we're going to flash that picture of our inspiration that we showed last episode. So as you can see, I really like the green roof, the kind of like brownish walls. So already you can tell the green roof is going to be the moss blocks, the green concrete powder, things like that, the green terracotta, the wood that frames the brownish walls, which the brownish walls are going to be the packed mud bricks and the packed mud. And the wood we're going to be using is dark oak, because I think it just provides that nice contrast that you get in this reference image that I'm using. Now, we're not building their entire building exactly. We're just using it as inspiration. Once again, a link for their work, it will be down in the description below. So make sure to check them out. And I encourage everybody to do that. If you're not sure like what to build or how to build, definitely go look for inspiration. Go look at other art, go look at real buildings. Doesn't always have to be something that you design up completely from your head. You can take inspiration from others. As they say, steal like an artist. In other words, learn other people's techniques, but don't steal their work. So, I think that about covers everything I've done so far. It's just a lot of green dye collecting and naming Oasis. So I think because I like to keep everything in kind of one episode, right? This is the auto sheep shearing episode. I know I touched on the basics a little bit last episode, but we're going to do it again and we're going to go a little bit more in depth. And I'm going to show you in our creative test world. So see you guys over there. And welcome to our creative test world. So I have started to go through some of the basics of automatic sheep shearing, and we're going to look at that again. So real quick, let's just spin around and we're going to take a quick look at how this is all going to work. What's going to happen is you're going to have your grass block with your sheep on top. You have your observer looking into it, and anytime a state change is detected, see like that, we're going to get a redstone signal, and that is going to update a dispenser on top. We got dispenser. The dispenser is going to have a pair of shears in it because dispensers can do that. And then we're also going to need a block, any block, a full block, I guess I should say, with a redstone dust on top. And we want it touching the dispenser. So anytime this gets updated, dispenser tries and, well, in this case, fails. What we're also going to want to do is we're going to need go with a chest, a hopper, could have just grabbed it from right there, hopper minecart, and a rail. We're also going to grab a button and a piston. All right, so what's going to happen is underneath, that's going to be the minecart, that's going to be the hopper. We're going to have our chest right here. We're going to have a hopper going into the chest. Now, if you want to, you could actually have the chest there and the hopper going into that one. Doesn't really matter. And then you're going to have your rails with a hopper minecart on top. Now, the nice thing, so with hoppers, if you have a normal hopper and you put a solid block on top and then you try to throw something on it, it's not going to get sucked into the hopper. However, a hopper minecart can pull items through one full block. So if we put like this redstone on top, see, it just got sucked into there and into that hopper and then into here. So that's a really useful mechanic. And if you want to, so you can see it's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks tall. And if you don't want your sheep to escape, you're going to need another block on top. You can also have a hopper in here to just auto feed shears into your dispenser as you need it. So now you're up to 6 blocks, and 7 if you go like that. So you can see it's not a very compact design. We can make it a little bit more compact. Now this is not something I typically do, but I see a lot of people doing, so I wanted to cover it. That is you can, if you have a piston with your block, come down here, you can see when I hover over the rails, you get that nice black outline. We're gonna pop that off. Minecart's gonna sit down there, and then you've got your piston ready on top of this grass. We're gonna take it, we're gonna push that. Oops, okay. So, as you can see, we push the, we triggered the piston that went down and put our dirt block into the hopper minecart. So it's still gonna suck everything up that we need it to. So now if I go, I'm just gonna use smooth red sandstone because that's what I already had. I need another dispenser. Let's go with an observer. Oh, I got rid of that too. All right, so we're gonna put an observer into that block. Sandstone, redstone, and dispenser, and put in a pair of shears. So now you can see it's even more compact. So 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks tall, or 5 if you're doing that. So there's a couple. So some people like to do that. I'm always worried that something's going to happen, that there's going to be some type of update and the minecarts are going to get like forced out of these blocks, and then I'm going to have to like redo the entire farm. So I personally will not be going with this method, but just know it is available. Now, let's see what happens, just for the heck of it. What happens if we try to push the block without taking out the rails? Because I want to say everybody always takes out the rails, but I could be wrong. If we take our rails here, we put that there, we put this there, another piston. Put this on top. Okay, so what's going to happen with this? Apparently got rid of my button too. Okay, so we're gonna put this on top and try to push it down. So you can see it can't. So the rails are actually preventing this block from going down on top of it, because I'm assuming rails are non-pushable. So we are not able to do that until you actually come over here and break the rails. And then that's more of an entity and not so much a block, the hopper minecart, I mean. And then you can push that onto it. Okay. Good to know. We learned something. I like that. I like learning. Okay. So with that, I came up with kind of 3 different designs for four, I guess, different designs for an automatic sheep shearing facility. So we're just going to go down the line and kind of look at the pros and cons of each one. So first is your most basic one, just right here. You can see we got all that. I've got my hopper minecarts into hoppers into actually dispensers or droppers. These are dispensers. I think I'm going to change them to droppers. Not that it really matters. As you can see, it's still going to shoot out the items. But with this design, what's going to happen is you have every other block is a sheep. Each one should be a different color. I didn't have time to dye them all before put them in. That's fine. This is just demonstration. Once again, you've got your observer, your solid block, your redstone, dispenser, hopper. The sheep is going to eat the grass, get its wool back, and then get sheared right away. That wool is going to go into the minecart hopper, into the hopper, into the dispenser. It's going to see that there's an item inside, and then it's going to trigger this target block, which is going to target actually both dispensers. And it's going to, you can see right there, shoots them out until there's none left. And yeah, then we can have this water stream go to an automatic sorting system of our choosing. Pretty simple. As you can see, this option is very long, as there are 16 colors, and we're trying to make sure everybody, like, they don't interact with each other, or this one can't pathfind over to here. We also make sure that the dispensers are not able to be triggered by other redstone signals. Got the light blocks and the glass, so that way the grass will continue to spread, because you want to make sure the grass is going to be able to spread, or the sheep aren't going to eat. So this is kind of your first design. Now it does take a lot of components. It is very big, as you can see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then a water stream, so potentially 7. Or the whole would be 7, I guess. I don't know. 6 to 7 blocks tall. Yeah. So when I was doing this, I started wondering, is there a way we can compact this? So let me get rid of this. I was imagining how I would do a water column or a water river to have shears automatically fill up the dispensers. Because here, obviously, you could just go with a nice simple U shape with some water and some signs and some ice. So we will be doing that. I'm going to be setting up a system to automatically craft shears for us and put it into each of these dispensers. So look forward to that. I tried to compact this, and as you can see, got it to work. This one is a lot shorter. We're still having, so here you can see if the observer below this dispenser gets triggered, it's going to trigger these shears. But that's not going to matter at all, honestly, because if the sheep can't be sheared and there are shears in there, it's just going to say dispenser failed. So there's that. Yeah, it's a lot more compact. Because it's so compact, I couldn't really do the same kind of dispenser setup. I just had a bunch of hoppers feeding into individual hoppers. So you can see that there's 4 individual hoppers that are feeding into dispensers that then do the same kind of shoot out until there's none left trick. All right. And then the final design was, well, what if you wanted them to be a little bit more free? So I tried to do it where we just had a row of dispensers and observers. Anytime a grass would eat a grass block, it would trigger the entire row. Now, the downside is it requires a little bit more redstone. But the nice thing is you can have just one hopper minecart. But it takes a little bit more redstone, because what would happen is if you have a bunch of observers in a row, you can see you get this nice shape and it's touching the observer. Well, if you try to do that with dispensers and you put a line of redstone behind it, it becomes a normal line and it won't actually trigger the dispenser at all. So I had to modify the redstone a little bit to make sure this block got powered by the redstone to get the dispenser. Now the downside with this one is it might work at the very beginning if you had a bunch of sheep, but for the sheep to replenish their wool, they need to eat grass. And for them to eat grass, well, they need to be able to have grass touch it. Right, so we got grass on the sides, but that means the grass is only going to move 1 or 2 blocks at a time, and only 1 or 2 sheep at a time are going to re-get their wool, so when it triggers again, it's not really going to change anything, right? Not unless you keep breeding these sheep up and having the babies grow into adults, and that's extra wool. You could also potentially put a layer of grass above them. Because with this layer of grass, every grass block can transfer grass to a dirt block in a 3x5x3 area, with this at the 4th spot. So let's go with some redstone again, just because I can, or red sand. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And so what that means is that within this path here, so within this block, did I do that right? No, I did not. So anywhere within, so including these walls, anywhere within this kind of 3x5x3 section with your grass block being at the 4th spot here from the ground, a grass block can spread dirt to a nearby dirt block, or it can spread grass to a nearby dirt block. So, if I turn up my random tick speed, you'll probably see that go really quickly. So let's go ahead and do that. Like this. Game rule. Random tick speed. And we're going to set that to 3000. So you can see that just immediately changed. But that could have also been from the surrounding grass. So 1, 2. So let's try this. So 1, 2, and see if it spreads there. It should. Yep, there it goes. See? So we don't have the other grass that is surrounding it. So it can go that far down. Okay, let's take our game rule and put it back to the normal value of 3. And yeah. So you could do that to get more grass to grow below. And obviously you don't need to cram that many sheep in there. I was just testing to see if it would be worth it to have so many sheep. And I don't think it is. So for the build that I'm doing, I'm actually going to just keep it simple. We're going with this nice basic build. Got a bunch of, now obviously we don't have access to frog lights yet, so it'll be a different light source block. We're going to have a bunch of light source blocks. We're going to have all of our grass. And we're just going to have simple redstone and shears. Yeah. So. Oh, wait, I did say there was a 4th one, didn't I? So I was planning before to make it kind of cylindrical. I kind of toyed with this idea of what if I did like a 4x4 section and had 2 columns of 2 sets of this. And what if I else, or what you could also do is have just 4 stacks of this. But as you can see, I had kind of the same concept. We have the sheep, they are all trapped. And they eat the grass, get the dispenser, or eat the grass, get sheared, it goes into the minecart hopper here, into dispensers, and those all funnel down and into a, not a water-based sorting system, but a hopper-based sorting system. So, yeah, you can make it vertically too if you want. Yeah, that's it. So not like a whole crazy new design or anything, but a fun one to try. But we're gonna keep ours kind of simple. As you can see, sneak peek, this is kind of the palette we are going for, inspired by that reference image that I showed earlier. So I think, without further ado, we're gonna go back to our normal world and we're gonna start building. So I hope you guys enjoy the time lapse, and I'll bring you back in once I'm ready to talk about some more stuff. All right, enjoy. welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that little time lapse there. So definitely enjoyed the build. I'm really liking it. Let's just go ahead and take a look. Bam. Oh, I was looking at a tree. Look at that. So I did do a little bit of detailing after the time lapse, from when the time lapse ended. And yeah, I'm really happy with this. So a couple of things to note. I love this color palette. It's great. I love the reference image I found. Now this kind of shutter and shutter and sign idea, like having it kind of like half open. I actually got that from Shrammy. So go check him out. He's got some awesome builds. Fun guy to listen to while you're building in your own worlds. I did a little bit of texturing up there. Now I did dye to a creeper as well. I was going around the back. Got just some kind of like wheel design here. The creeper fell down on me and blew up and killed me. I died again. I'm kind of leaving this back part blank because I'm not sure quite what I want to do with it yet. Yep, right over here. Creeper fell down, killed me, and thankfully did not destroy any of the redstone. So let's go in and take a quick look. All right, so we open the door. So I don't really have an interior for this yet. I'm gonna go options and turn down the friendly mob sounds for right now. So here we have our sorting system. Once again, using the Impulse SV item sorting filter. We got all back in. Now, if you were paying attention in the time lapse, I did not fill in a couple of redstone pieces back here because I ran out, so I had to go get more. So I did that. Now if we go and look here, so you can see we've already been getting quite a bit of wool. I've used a lot of the green wool, so it's going well. I did put barrels on top because I figured if I have any banners or carpets, I can put them up top as kind of like spare storage things. And here we have our actual, system. So we head up here real quick. Zip, get up. Let's see all of our lovely mobs down here. Now I'm going to put these trapdoors down because I did notice that sometimes the wool was like that getting caught on the side. I think by having the trapdoors down, it won't get caught on the side anymore. You just have to get rid of the ones that already are. Yeah, so they're all in there, and every time they eat, they'll get their wool back and then get sheared, and they have more wool. One thing to note is originally I had these repeaters all the way at top, and what was happening, I believe, was whenever I got 3 wool from a sheep, it was coming down through the hopper, going bam, 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 and collecting into one clump rather than single like that. And so when it was going through the water stream down below, it was actually all in one clump, and the hopper could only pick up 1 or 2 at a time. And then it was shooting them off to the side. So I changed the tick speed. I changed it down to the lowest possible setting for here. And that seems to be working so much better. So yeah. Another thing to note is you can see I do have my copper bulbs here. I do want it to be brighter, but we need some wax for that. So we're definitely going to need to set up a bee farm in the future. Hopefully somewhat soon. And then we got our lovely little pipe system up here. So let's take a look at that. So what that allows us to do is this is like an overflow chest or overflow barrel. Not a wool overflow barrel. If we have too much wool, so let's say the pink wool fills up because I'm not using it that much and can't collect anymore, it's gonna go down here, down into this chute and onto a cactus where it gets destroyed. So we do have hoppers down here. So what is going on is we have 3 barrels, 1 for iron blocks, one for iron ingots, and one for shears. Now the iron blocks and iron ingots actually go to the same spot. You can see the ingot hopper goes into the iron blocks, but I liked the idea. Oh, I guess it is going to try to grow, isn't it? Oh, well, I like the idea of showing the different things that you can put in. But what's going to happen is that those are going to go into an item filter, and they're going to go through a bunch of redstone and get auto crafted into shears, which is going to get shot up and through that tunnel and fill up any spots that don't have any shears left in them. And same with this, with the shears, except this one just goes straight to the hoppers, because as far as I'm aware, there's no like item filter you can do to filter out like single shears items like that. Like maybe if I use a copper golem, once the copper age drops, which at the time of recording sounds like next week, so that'd be fun. So probably when this episode is out, it'll already be out. So you might be able to use like a copper golem for that in the future. So the thing with this to be careful is if you put in, like, let's say I put in a hoe by accident, it's going to go through the system and it's going to end up in one of these dispensers. And well, it could then very easily get shot out of the dispenser because it does it randomly chooses one of the blocks to use every time out of the ones that have anything in them. If it chooses the hoe, it would get shot out, go down and go through the system, and then all the way down here. So that's where eventually I'm going to get another sticky piston. Actually going to put it like right here, so that way we can remove that trap door, have like a block, and we can, let's say we notice, oh, we put the wrong thing in, we can come over, activate it, and it will come out, and we can wait for the item to get dispensed. If it does, we can pick it up, and then we can retract the piston. So that's something to come later, but we need some slime balls. We don't have any more slime balls. And it's nighttime, so let me sleep. And back with the tour. All right, and so now let's say you put that iron hoe in like the iron ingot or iron block here spot. So we're just gonna go ahead and do it. Well, let's do the red wool. Let's do something that, just in case it gets destroyed, I won't be sad. But it should, if I put it in there, so it gets sucked up, and then it should just come right back over here to this chest. There we go. So this is my overflow chest. This is kind of how I'm tempted to use, like, let's say we make too many shears, and I put in a couple of shears, I wait a little bit. If this light lights up, that means, okay, everything's full. I don't need to refill anything. Let's take a quick inventory count, okay? So let's see. So we got 9 shears here, 3 shears there, and then 2, 1, 1. So let's do a little bit of math here. All right. So what we have right now is we had 9 shears in the first one, plus 3 in the hopper, plus 2. Plus, so that's 2 out of 16 dispensers we looked at. So that means there's 14 left, so plus 14. So we've already got 28 shears in the system. Now, we want to keep that 28. And what we're going to do, we're going to set that off to the side. And we're going to say we have 16 dispensers times that by 9. And then plus another 16 times that by 5. If we do that, that is 224 shears. So now we're going to take our 28. We're going to say minus 28. And that's 196. All right, we're now going to take that 196. We're going to multiply by 2 because it takes 2 iron ingots per shear. So that's 392. And then we're going to divide that by 9. That is 43.5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to grab 44 blocks of iron, and we're going to watch this work. All right, I am back with my 44 blocks of iron. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this in here into the barrel. And then we're going to actually go in the back and look at all the redstone that it takes to make this. I did not put the redstone in the time lapse because I kind of kept going back and forth trying to figure things out and get it set up correctly. Here, so we have 2 item filters. I didn't give myself really quite enough space. So this is my cactus that's destroying items. But we have our 2 item filters, so iron blocks, and then we have iron ingots on the other side. Anytime we get an iron block in, it's actually going and putting it in here and making 9 iron ingots. Those get shot up and get put back into the item filter, upon which you're then getting, they're getting put here into the shearer maker, which then goes up this elevator. Now there's no soul sand, so it does take a little bit, but items float. So it goes up the top. And let's go back inside. And then up here, you can actually watch it as the shears get dispensed through. So you can see they're shooting down. They do move a little fast. Look at that. So we already got 9 there, 9 there. Oh yeah. So let's go to the other side. And let's just go all the way down to the end here. We only got 1 in there. Got 1 in there. 1 in there. Okay, so it hasn't completely filled everything up. Oh, there it goes. So it's still giving us more. They're still coming in. Yeah, so this way I can automatically craft the shears and I never have to worry about that. I am super excited about it. I don't know, I'm just really proud of myself for this. I really enjoy the redstone side. Once again, I'm not like mumbo jumbo or tango level, but it's a lot of fun. And I'm gonna keep working at it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these 2 extra shears into the shear barrel, where it's gonna get put back through the system and try to come back. And oh, so you can see we're already starting to get shears back into our overflow chest here. So let's go up and see if it filled up everything. Okay, so you can see it didn't fill up everything. So what seems to be happening is because of the ice, it's like gaining speed and the hoppers aren't always able to pick them all up at the same time. We did get everything full though, which is great. It sounds like we still got more shears coming in. So we got a couple here, so if we ever need extra shears, we know where to come. We got trapdoors, just hide that comparator, yeah. We're gonna go take one more look at the redstone. So, once again, we got our 2 item filters. So these are single item filters. I was reminded of them when looking at a like mud farm tutorial that Pixel Riffs did. You can see you only need 1 item plus the 5556 amount. And yes, I did rename these as fleshy filters. Just in time for Halloween, I guess. All right, now let's go up. So this is the spare items. If we have any overflow items that gets put into the iron ingot or iron block barrels, and it's not one of those 2 items, this is where it gets put. Otherwise, it gets the shears go into this tower here and back into the flow into the barrel. Yeah, don't really know what else to say about that. So yeah, the iron block, shoot it up, put it back into the item filter where it gets sucked up, and the iron ingots get put over into this guy in a different item filter. So it was a lot of fun to build. All right, I think this is a good place to end the video. We got our building complete. It looks amazing. Once again, this is the reference image that I use is by Jordan Gibson, and it is on ArtStation. Link in the description. Go check them out. So this is something I will probably be doing for quite some time is, well, stealing like an artist. I'm going to look at different reference images, see things that I like, and try them out, and kind of build up my own repertoire for, well, building. Of course, credit will always be given whenever possible. You should always do that. Always. And yeah. I do also want to mention I'm planning on doing some long play videos. Just kind of get up to speed with the other farms I haven't built, like the beetroot farm and the carrot farm in the back there. And yeah, so long playing videos. My goal is no commentary. We're just gonna turn on the Minecraft music. We're gonna go into settings, right? Options, music sounds, turn the music on. You're just gonna get the full unfiltered Minecraft experience as I build. Well, it's not so much building, it's more like cleaning up, but building like the small farms and just kind of doing some path work and stuff. So I thought those would be nice videos to relax to, and they are videos that is easy for me to make late at night when I want to play Minecraft and I don't really have an opportunity to record. So yeah, so let's go say goodbye to Oasis here. Hey Oasis, how you doing? Thank you again so much for helping me find a desert biome. Is there anything you'd like to tell our viewers? And said it better myself. Alright, thank you again everyone so much for watching. If you made it this far, consider dropping a like and a subscribe, and see you in the next video where we are going to be planning out our village a little bit and building all 3 smithy trade buildings. That's a mouthful. Alright, I hope you all find something to smile about. Until next time, peace out. We got new build, looking good.